everybody, Sharon here. Today I thought I'd work outside. It's such a gorgeous day here in Michigan. Last week it was freezing. In fact, we had snow flurries, which is very unseasonable for us. But today it is gorgeous. It's probably about 85 degrees right now, and it's just a gorgeous day outside. So with the breeze, I thought it would be nice to work out here. Anyway, I wanted to work a little more on this palette that I showed you yesterday, which is the Prima Marketing Confections watercolor palette. This one is the Tropical Colors. And there are a couple things about it that were pretty surprising, and I just wanted to do a color mixing chart with you today. Since these colors are not the normal mixing palette that you would have, like your yellow ochre, your red, cadmium red, and your burnt sienna and ultramarine blue. There's none of those colors in this palette. So I thought I would go over them with a mixing chart. As I was mixing some colors earlier today, I found that colors that I thought would end up like a gray or brown ended up to be a beautiful purple color. And so anyway, I thought I would show you how to do the mixing chart correctly. There's a lot of videos with mixing charts out there, but so many of them are done aren't useful because they're not really done the right way. So we're going to do it today, and I'll show you what I mean. But anyway, the other thing I wanted to show you with this tray is that not only do I like this flat part, although it is a little bit flimsy when I'm mixing, I got to kind of support it. The colors are staining this enamel inside, which makes me think that it's probably not enamel, not true enamel, or if it is, it's a very thin coating. I'm going to try and show you, but in the sun you might get a glare. Let me try to shade it. I don't know if that'll show you just how poorly the colors have stained this palette. This is all green around the edges, and it's stained enough that it really bothers me for mixing colors. And also the second color, this one, this green and then this yellow have both stained the palette really bad. So anyway, let's go ahead and come over here, and I'm going to work in the shade. Hopefully there'll be enough light. If not, I'll have to redo the whole video. I'll show you exactly what I mean about how these colors mix. Okay, so I came inside and I realized that I had the same staining color of green under my nose here. So I came in and washed it off. I just wanted to show you I'm not walking around with a green face, although it was staining on my face too. So it's a very staining color. I did manage to get it off though. So now we'll go ahead and we'll head outside to do the color mixing chart. Okay, so here we're making 13 dots spaced 1/2 inch apart across the top of my paper. Then I do it down each side so that all 4 sides have 13 dots. Then I take my ruler and I just run a line across and I make my squares, and that will make you a nice neat square chart. And it gives you 12 boxes across, 12 boxes down, one for each color. There's 12 colors in the palette. Then what I do is on my palette, I just start from one side and I go all the way around. My colors don't have names, they have numbers. So my first one is number 13. Now I'm mixing up a big pool of number 13, and then I'm going to start mixing with the next color. When I mix with that next color, I'm going to use a little bit less of that color and keep that green color dominant. I also put the numbers all the way across the top of the row, which are the names of my paints. You would write your name of each paint in across the top. Then you also would write the name in all the way down across, going down vertically. And you'll see me do that in a little bit. But I started mixing instead. So here I'm mixing a little heavier on that number 13 color and a little less on the secondary color that I'm mixing with it. It's hard for me to remember the names or the colors because they're names the names are numbers, not regular names. Does that make any sense? I don't know. But anyway, so you'll see me go all the way across with these greens. And then in the next row, the dominant color would be the next one on my palette, which is that yellow ochre looking color, number 14. Now here I've put in number 14 in the slot that lines up 14 with 14. And then I'll go back and I will mix number 14 with number 13, which is before it. Now you'll see that the color that I'm mixing here is more dominant with that yellow rather than with the green that I had mixed above it. If you see the number 14 in the top row, the colors are a little bit different. And now I will go on mixing the rest of the row with the yellow being dominant over the other colors in the palette. But each primary color is going to be on the diagonal right here. I think you get the gist. So now we do number 15 and number 15. So that primary color, when I take 15, or that mixing color, I'll say, because primary's going to throw everybody off, I'm going to go into the number 15 color and I'm going to put it in the 15-15 slot. Now every color I mix is going to be dominated by that color. Okay, here I'm speeding it up a little bit so that we can get through this chart. I think you get the idea of how I'm doing it. So here I've decided to match those primary mixing colors all the way down the diagonal, matching 19 with 19, 20 with 20, and now I'm doing 21 with 21, then 22 with 22, and so on, so that those are already in the appropriate rows, and that way you can get a better look at what my dominant mixing color for each row is. Okay, so I got the entire chart done, and then I took a pencil and I erased all of the lines that I had left on here. Actually, I'm seeing a few more, and which is why I used pencil, because I wanted to have the white spaces in the chart. I thought that that would look cool. But anyway, I erased my numbers too, and then I went ahead and wrote them all in across here. I put in the name of my paints so that I know what color mixing chart this is, and then I can do this with all of my charts, although some of my palettes have a lot of colors, and like my handmade palette, I think I have 42 colors in. I can't really do a mixing chart with that. I could do a smaller mixing chart, but I haven't gotten the strength up to do it because they take such a long time. Now this took me start to finish about 2 hours to do, with doing the lines and the dots and putting my lines in, and then starting the palette or the chart. It got easier when I took the primary mixing color and put 11 pools on my mixing tray, and then I could mix a lot quicker and it went a little bit faster, but I didn't start that till I got down to about the 4th row. The other thing that I did was I took my pen and I went around each color that was used to mix with. I did that in black so that it's easier to see which colors are the primary mixing colors as they go down. So when you're mixing your chart up using a primary mixing color in each row as a dominant mixing color with less of the other colors in the mixture, you get more colors in your chart. You end up with 144 colors rather than mixing them half and half and only ending up with 72 colors. That's what I see a lot of people doing when they're doing these recipe charts on YouTube. Many of them are mixing them half and half and going across and going down, and they're basically getting a repeat of the colors, which is kind of a waste of time. So if you do a dominant color and a lesser color, you're getting more choices in your color palette. You can put these in a 3-ring binder or make a book out of them, however you want to do it, and keep your own recipe book, basically, for your color mixing. So I hope that this video was helpful to you and that the color mixing chart was easy to understand. I do have another set of watercolors that I will be reviewing very soon, so stay tuned for that. And I'm sorry that I haven't gotten to my pastel videos. I just haven't really been in a pastel mood lately. So if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe down below, and I'll have more videos coming very soon. Take care.